Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going over Austria. Enjoy! Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a famous composer of the classical period, born in 1756 in Salzburg. He was a child prodigy who began composing music and performing for European royalty at a very young age. Mozart created over 600 works, including symphonies, operas, and chamber music. Some of his most well-known pieces include The Magic Flute and Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Red Bull. Red Bull is a popular energy drink created in 1987 by the company Red Bull GmbH. It was co-founded by Dietrich Mateschitz and is known for its slogan, "Red Bull gives you wings." The drink contains caffeine, taurine, and sugar, which are intended to boost energy and alertness. Red Bull is also famous for sponsoring extreme sports, music events, and teams like Red Bull Racing. Hitler was born here. Yes, Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889, in Braunau am Inn. Although Austrian by birth, he later moved to Germany and rose to power as the leader of the Nazi Party. Hitler became Chancellor of Germany in 1933 and later established a totalitarian regime. He was the central figure behind World War II and the Holocaust, responsible for millions of deaths. Sachertorte. Sachertorte is a famous Austrian chocolate cake with a rich history, invented by Franz Sacher in 1832, featuring a dense chocolate sponge, a layer of apricot jam, and a dark chocolate glaze. Schnitzel. Schnitzel is a popular dish in Central Europe, especially in Austria and Germany. It typically consists of a thin slice of meat, usually veal, pork, or chicken, that is breaded and fried until golden brown. The most famous version is the Austrian Wiener Schnitzel, traditionally served with lemon, potatoes, or salad. Schnitzel can also be adapted with different meats and seasonings in various countries. Salzburg. Salzburg is a historic city in Western Austria, famous for its Baroque architecture and scenic alpine setting. It is best known as the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The city's Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, featuring landmarks like Hohensalzburg Fortress and Salzburg Cathedral. Salzburg is also closely associated with the movie The Sound of Music, which was filmed there. Franz Ferdinand. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire in the early 20th century. He is best known for being assassinated on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo. The assassination was carried out by Gavrilo Princip. This event directly triggered the start of World War I. House of Austria. The House of Austria refers to the powerful European royal family known as the Habsburgs, who ruled over Austria and many other territories for centuries. They became one of the most influential dynasties in Europe through strategic marriages and political alliances. The family controlled large parts of Central Europe, including the Holy Roman Empire, Spain, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire at different times. Notable members include rulers like Maria Theresa and Franz Joseph I. Joseph Haydn was a major composer of the classical period, born in 1732 in Austria. He is often called the father of the symphony and the father of the string quartet because of his important contributions to those musical forms. Haydn spent much of his career working for the wealthy Esterházy family, where he composed many of his famous works. He was also a mentor and friend to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and influenced later composers like Ludwig van Beethoven. Franz Joseph I. Franz Joseph I was the Emperor of Austria and King of Hungary, ruling from 1848 to 1916. He led the Austro-Hungarian Empire during a period of major political and social change in Europe. His long reign saw the modernization of the empire, but also rising nationalist tensions among its many ethnic groups. He is closely associated with major historical events like the rise of nationalism and the lead-up to World War I. The Anschluss. The Anschluss was the annexation of Austria into Nazi Germany on March 12, 1938. It was carried out by Adolf Hitler, who had been born in Austria but led Germany at the time. German troops entered Austria without significant resistance, and a referendum was later held under pressure to approve the union. The Anschluss was widely seen as a violation of international treaties, but was not immediately stopped by other European powers. Empress Sisi. Empress Elizabeth of Austria, often called Sisi, was the Empress of Austria and Queen of Hungary through her marriage to Franz Joseph I. She was known for her beauty, independence, and difficult relationship with royal court life. Sisi spent much of her time traveling and avoiding strict palace rules in Vienna. She supported Hungarian interests within the empire and became very popular in Hungary. Austrian neutrality. Austrian neutrality is the policy adopted by Austria in 1955, declaring the country permanently neutral in military conflicts. It was established after the end of Allied occupation following World War II, when Austria regained full independence. Under this policy, Austria is not allowed to join military alliances or host foreign military bases. The neutrality helped Austria position itself as a peaceful bridge between Eastern and Western Europe during the Cold War. Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian neurologist who founded the field of psychoanalysis. He developed influential theories about the unconscious mind, dreams, and human behavior. Freud introduced concepts such as the id, ego, and superego to explain personality structure. He worked mainly in Vienna, where he wrote many of his most important books. The Congress of Vienna. The Congress of Vienna was a meeting of European powers held after the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte. It took place in Vienna and aimed to restore stability and balance of power in Europe. Major leaders like Clemens von Metternich played key roles in shaping the decisions. Red Vienna. Red Vienna refers to a period when the city of Vienna was governed by the Social Democratic Party after World War I. During this time, the government introduced major social reforms focused on improving living conditions for workers. They built large public housing projects, expanded healthcare, and improved education. The policies aimed to reduce inequality and create a more modern, welfare-based society. Metternich. Clemens von Metternich was a powerful Austrian diplomat and politician in the early 19th century. He served as foreign minister and played a leading role in European politics after the Napoleonic Wars. Metternich was a key figure at the Congress of Vienna, where he helped reshape Europe and restore monarchies. He strongly opposed liberalism and nationalism, believing they threatened stability. The Vienna Circle. The Vienna Circle was a group of philosophers and scientists in the 1920s and 1930s based in Vienna. They developed the philosophy of logical positivism, which emphasized science, logic, and empirical evidence as the basis of knowledge. Key members included thinkers like Moritz Schlick and Rudolf Carnap. Gaston Glock. Gaston Glock was an Austrian inventor, best known for creating the Glock series of pistols. He founded the company Glock GmbH and revolutionized handgun design with lightweight polymer frames. His pistols became widely used by military, police, and civilians around the world. Glock's designs are known for their reliability, simplicity, and durability. Mayerling Incident. The Mayerling Incident was a tragic event involving Crown Prince Rudolf of Austria, the only son of Franz Joseph I. In 1889, Rudolf was found dead at the Mayerling hunting lodge along with his lover, Baroness Mary Vetzera. The deaths were officially reported as a murder-suicide, though many rumors and theories still exist about what really happened. Austrofascism. Austrofascism was the authoritarian political system that ruled Austria from 1933 to 1938. It was led by Chancellor Engelbert Dollfuss and later Kurt Schuschnigg. The regime established a one-party state, suppressing socialism, communism, and political opposition. Otto von Habsburg. Otto von Habsburg was the last crown prince of Austria-Hungary and the eldest son of Charles I of Austria. After the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1918, his family went into exile. He later became a prominent European politician and strongly supported European integration. Otto was a member of the European Parliament and advocated for democracy and anti-communism during the Cold War. Engelbert Dollfuss. Engelbert Dollfuss was the Chancellor of Austria from 1932 until his assassination in 1934. He established the authoritarian system known as Austro-fascism, banning political opposition parties and ruling by decree. Dollfuss opposed both Nazi influence from Germany and socialist movements within Austria. He was assassinated during a failed Nazi coup attempt in 1934, known as the July Putsch. The July Putsch. The July Putsch was a failed coup attempt by Austrian Nazis in July 1934. Their goal was to overthrow the government of Austria and unite it with Nazi Germany. During the uprising, Chancellor Engelbert Dollfuss was assassinated in the Chancellery building in Vienna. However, the coup ultimately failed because the Austrian military and police remained loyal to the government. Kaprun disaster. The Kaprun disaster was a tragic train fire that occurred on November 11, 2000, in a funicular railway tunnel near Kaprun. A faulty heater in a ski train caused a fire inside the tunnel, trapping passengers as toxic smoke spread rapidly. Most of the victims were skiers heading up to the glacier resort. The disaster killed 155 people, making it one of the deadliest transport accidents in Austrian history. Berghof. Berghof was Adolf Hitler's mountain retreat, located in the Bavarian Alps near Berchtesgaden. It served as one of his main residences from the 1930s until 1945, and was a key site for meetings with Nazi leaders and foreign officials. The Berghof was heavily modified and expanded during the Nazi era to function as both a private home and a political headquarters. Many important decisions and diplomatic discussions took place there during the lead-up to World War II. And that was the end of the Austria Iceberg. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.